Hey everyone, and welcome back to DIY with Melissa. Today I have a tutorial video for you on the layers panel in Design Space. I'm going to walk you through what it means to use the slice function, the weld function, the unite function, subtract, intersect, and exclude. We're also going to go through the attach and the flatten functions as well. So without further ado, we're going to head over to the computer and get this project started. Okay, we are back at the computer and we're going to go through all of these functions. The first one is group. We are going to select all three portions of the group and we're going to click on group. There are multiple ways to do a lot of these functions. The first one is you can click the group button in the layers panel. You can, as you can see, if you hover over it, it tells you can also click on Control on your keyboard plus G on your keyboard to group it that way. The other way would be is to right click on the group and click on group here. Group allows you to move things, more than one item of all different colors, together at one time. Why would you do this, do you ask? For me, when I'm designing in Design Space, if there's way too much happening, I want to be able to quickly hide a portion of my design. So for instance, I don't want to see this right now. It's grouped. I can go on the right hand side here and click on the eyeball to hide it. I personally don't like to delete anything until I have a finished project. So this helps me a lot. And instead of having to go through and hide each portion one by one, you can instead select whatever it is you want to hide, group it, and then now you have one eyeball for everything. So in my mind, group to me is, let's say you're going to have a craft night with friends. You put all of your crafting supplies into a box and you take it to your friend's house. That's what group is to me. The next one is slice. Slice can only work on 2 layers at a time. If you look over here, nothing is selected and slice is grayed out. If I select the group, slice is still grayed out. If I open the group and select just 2 portions within it, slice shows up. This, I'm telling you, because a number of times I brought an image into Design Space that has multiple layers in under one group. And I can't tell you how many times I forget about this and fight with it. Just remember, if there's anything in a group you want to slice from, open the group up and select it under the group. However, if it's just 2 portions on your layers panel that you want to slice, you can select the 2 either by dragging your mouse over the 2 portions. So now they're selected on the right hand side, or you can click on one and while holding control on your keyboard, select the other portion. Our 2 layers are selected, and I'm going to click on slice. Once you click on slice, it doesn't automatically get rid of whatever it is you want to get rid of. It's giving you the ability to remove whatever it is you want to remove. So I'm going to remove my slice result for both of these. And now, I hope you can see that, you can see the grid lines behind your slice. Exclude. Exclude gives us a new cut shape consistent of only the non-overlapping parts of 2 or more shapes. It excludes or removes the overlapping sections. I did read that directly from Cricut because it's a little hard to explain what exclude means, but I will show it to you. If I were to make the exclude, if I were to just make this a little bit bigger, we'll select both the word exclude and the square. and under Combine, I'm going to click on Exclude. Now we have just one design where a portion of it is excluded from the background. To be honest, I have never had to use Exclude as it stands right now. Subtract is another one I haven't had to use, but it does work very similar to how Slice works. So the only difference is you can subtract more than 2 layers at a time. So whereas Slice was only 2 layers, if I select all 4 of these layers and click on Subtract, it subtracted everything at one time. So the next function is Unite. Say for instance, I wanted these 3 squares to cut exactly the way I have it laid out here. How I would go about doing that is selecting all 3 of the squares and moving over to the right hand side, I'm going to click on Unite. Now this has given me a new shape. Weld does the exact same thing. It gives me a new shape. When you're designing, you may need to add letters. So for instance, let's say I wanted this Weld to be in my design. I selected both and I clicked on Weld. Now this is all one design. Same with Unite. I can put it down onto my squares, select everything and Unite. The major difference between Weld and Unite is if, let's say, you save this project and came back to it another day and you're like, oh, I don't like how this looks, I want to change it. You can select the portion and under Combine, it says Undo Unite. I do have to do it twice because I united 2 things separately. So now I have everything as separate pieces. Weld, however, as you can see, there is no option to unweld something. So if you're certain that you want something welded, you can go ahead and do it. However, if you feel like you may change your mind, Unite's your best bet. I'm not sure why Cricut has kept both of them, but yeah, they have. The next thing is attach. If, let's say, this was a decal that I wanted to cut, and I'm going to cut it out of the exact same colored vinyl, I can use attach to force Cricut to cut this whole project as one piece in this exact same look. So this will cut up top, there'll be a gap, the word attach will cut out, another little gap, and this. So therefore, when I'm weeding this, I can stick it on a mug or a book or a cup, whatever the case may be, as one piece. It's important to note that when you attach, you do need to be using the same color vinyl for the entire project. So for instance, if I wanted this to cut yellow and black, attach won't work. I will have to cut yellow first and then attach. So if I select all 3 and I click on attach, you will see it's changed the color of attach to yellow. So if, for instance, you were to accidentally attach 2 different colors, this is how you can tell what's going to happen. It's going to cut this entire project out of yellow. This can be really helpful with projects, for instance, this one, where you want the spacing to be exactly how it is here on your canvas, because we can easily space this out nicely by distributing it vertically and horizontally. If we were to cut just the 2 rectangles first, then we cut the attach, we are then going to have to line everything back up after. However, if, for instance, your rectangles are spaced a lot more, I wouldn't recommend attaching all three portions because you're going to have a lot of wasted vinyl. However, if you really want it to be lined up the way you have it on your screen, you do need to attach it. And lastly, flatten. Flatten works well for stickers, for print, any print then cut image you are trying to create. Flatten is going to be your best friend. And to flatten, you can flatten more than one thing. You can flatten numerous things onto your project. I'll do 3 of these flattens like that. I'm going to select all 4 of them and click on flatten. It does change the design ever so slightly because now this is not, the words are not going to be cut separate from the backing. Everything will be cut as one piece. The last thing I want to show you, I'm going to just unite this again. If I click on make, here's our flatten project. This is going to be a print then cut, which is why it looks like this. This is the cuttable area, and your print will be printed wherever it is you're going to stick it on your mat or on your printable area. And once it's printed, Cricut will cut it. It does have to go into your machine exactly as it shows you on here. Otherwise, it won't cut properly. Here is our attached project. As you can see, it's going to use a lot of vinyl. It's going to cut this rectangle. This is all going to be wasted vinyl. It's then going to cut the wording, more wasted vinyl, and then a rectangle. However, there are some circumstances. For instance, those tall welcome signs, you want to ensure the spacing is correct. And in my opinion, it is best to just waste the vinyl to get that, unless you're really good with lining things up nicely, because you'll have to line it straight and ensure the spacing in between is good. The last thing was my grouped portion. As you can see, my yellow box from my group is here. My purple circle is here, and the word group is here. So why did it separate the 3 pieces? All 3 pieces were different colors, and Cricut lines up your projects based on the colors that you have. So Unite and Weld were both black, Group was black. However, my square was yellow and my circle was purple. And that's why they are on 3 different canvases. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope it was easy to follow along with. I'm sure I've said it before in other videos, but group, weld, attach, flatten, slice are my 5 favorite functions offered by Cricut. As I mentioned, I don't really use exclude or subtract. I probably should use subtract more, but I guess I'm so used to slice that I don't really pay attention. But the fact that it can do more than one layer is very helpful. Yeah, I do hope you enjoyed that short tutorial. Hopefully it was short enough for you. Until then, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, the bell button, so you're notified when I post new videos, and subscribe to my channel for more DIY fun. We have lots of Valentine's Day projects coming up, and I can't wait to share it with you. Until next time, have a fabulous week ahead. Happy crafting, take care, and bye now.